Thanks, Ryan and Kendall. The Hayward Area Chamber of Commerce is looking for members to serve on the board of directors in an author event in Superior tomorrow. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start in Virginia, Minnesota, where the fire department will be hosting their annual open house next month. On Thursday, September 26th, the community is invited to the fire hall for an evening of fun and education. Firefighters and paramedics will be there, and guests can tour the fire hall, see all the equipment, and even try their hand at one of several activities. There will also be an obstacle course for kids, and several local businesses will be in attendance that work in the fire, health, or life safety fields. To cap things off, there will be a live fire demonstration. The open house will run from 4 to 7 p.m. Next, we head to Hayward, Wisconsin, where the Chamber of Commerce is looking for people to join their board of directors. Applicants must be members of the chamber. Each term is 3 years, and a person can serve up to 2 consecutive terms. There are 4 spots opening this fall. Applications are due by August 30th. Voting will then be held, and new members will be announced in November. We'll have additional application details on our website. And we wrap up in Superior for a reading and conversation event tomorrow. The public library is hosting author B.J. Hollers at 6 p.m. He'll be discussing his newest book, which focuses on JFK's path to the Oval Office and how it included a stop in Superior. The event is free and open for all to attend, and refreshments will be provided. And as always, if there's something going on in your neighborhood you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we take you around the Northland, city by city.
Thank you, Heidi. Today